Hello authors, my name is Amie McCracken and I'm the Publishing Director at Vine Leaves Press. Welcome to our case study of utilizing video marketing to sell your books. It's something we've been doing for a few months and I have some really solid statistics to show you from our own experience. I'm going to talk about how we've utilized marketing, what video marketing actually looks like, how we do it, including all the dirty details so you can give it a go, and the changes we've seen. I also have a short list of the tools that we use. At Vine Leaves Press, we publish book-length vignette collections, writing reference books, short story collections, memoirs, and novels, all with a literary bent. Basically, we're an alternative small press. But the reason I'm here today is to tell you how we've managed to make video marketing work for us. Let's start with some introductions. I'm an editor and book designer, so I do the typesetting and ebooks for Vine Leaves, as well as some editing and the coordination of projects. You can find more about me at amiemccracken.com. Jessica Bell is the other half of this equation. She is the publisher, and she is a fantastic cover designer, as well as a million other things like award-winning author, lead singer of Keep Shelley in Athens, and editor. She is also the CEO of Independent Publishing Assistants, which is a great group of professionals who can help you get your book ready for self-publishing. You can find everything about Jessica at iamjessicabell.com. So let's now talk about how we've used video marketing. Marketing is probably a word that makes you cringe and whine and want to click away as soon as I mention it. Believe me, I understand. I'm not trained in marketing or advertising, but I know stories and I know why people want to read books. And I know that the most important key to advertising is meeting the needs of your audience. It is an ever-changing topic that ebbs and flows with the market, which makes it a movable target and even more frustrating to try to hit. That's why with our video marketing, we are not only finding viewers because the content is engaging and stops them as they scroll, but we are able to tailor it to the specific needs of our audience. We started earnestly posting videos on all our social media platforms near the end of 2018, and we've seen massive growth. So this is how we do it, and hopefully you can take our lessons learned and build on them for your own marketing. Video marketing is engaging but also quick enough that it fits the bill for fast and continuous content. The most important piece that we've seen is that you have to post often. We post daily, which means we have to create a ton of content, but the results are fantastic, so we keep doing it. Another thing to keep in mind is that your videos should be short and sweet. Don't pack them full of information. They're a teaser meant to engage your audience and lead them to checking out your book. We stick to around 15 to 30 seconds. We tend to follow themes in order to create our content. So we had one series of #WhyIRead from each of our authors that detailed not why they write their books, but why they read books themselves. Make sure your marketing efforts are targeting readers, not writers. Your audience doesn't necessarily care how you wrote the book or why you wrote it, but they want to know why they should read it. We have also pulled lines directly from the books. This can be as easy as your first line, which should be a major hook anyways, or another beautiful line that really paints a picture all by itself and gives the reader a feel for the voice and tone of the writing. We have also used comparison novels to bring in readers of other well-known books. These need to be recognizable titles, so preferably ones that are on bestseller lists. Readers need to recognize the book title so they can immediately understand what yours might be about and be intrigued if they enjoyed that other big seller. Now we are focusing on taglines that work as mini book trailers. Things like making a recipe out of your book, for example, one woman, a bakery, and a recipe for disaster. This can then be paired with imagery around your characters or your setting or something ambiguous so that the tagline itself sticks out. A few other ideas are using a few keywords to whet the reader's appetite, and review quotes which are short enough to act the way a blurb does on the cover of a book. And the more famous the name attached to the review, the better, though it's not necessary. But the sky is really the limit when it comes to your ideas. Just remember that you need to think from the reader's perspective. I'd like to show you what I'm talking about when I say that you should do it from the reader's perspective. Let's brainstorm an idea or two to make certain you're getting into the reader's head. It's so easy for writers to write what they know and think that everyone cares about the writing process as much as they do. The fact is, the average reader wants a vicarious adventure, so you need to help them find your book and achieve that goal. Let's take a look at some not so good and some good examples of our #WhyIRead series. We started out with this quote: "To read is to slip deep inside the bared soul of the characters and visualize the places where the book is set." On first glance, it sounds pretty good, and it really is a beautiful idea on its own. But then you realize the words characters and setting are used. Those are writing jargon. We're trying to attract readers, not writers. You have to try to stop thinking about characters and setting and anything you would be writing. Think about reading the books yourself. You are a reader, and we want to know what your reading experience is like. We want the feeling of reading or what it might mean to lose it. You, as a writer, might live vicariously through the characters, but readers don't use the word character very often. That's a very writerly word. So that specific quote turned into this: "If I couldn't read, a little bit of me would simply die." That is much more along the lines of how a reader, especially an avid one, might feel. Here's another example that comes from the writer's perspective. "Through storytelling, I rework observed and imagined pieces of life." While this is true, it's the feel of what the writing does for you, not what a reader would feel upon reading the book. So that quote turned into this in the end: "Reading lets me pass off my innate nosiness about humanity as a respectable curiosity." You have to put yourself in the reader's shoes. You yourself need to turn off your writer's brain and remember what it's like to read a book without analyzing the protagonists and the voice and the plot points. Let the feeling of being a reader shine through, and then your marketing will do its job. So let me show you what I mean by video marketing. Here's an example of one of our videos. As you can see in the video, we used stock imagery and a quote directly from the book. We also utilized the music to help the atmosphere, although a lot of your users might not click to hear the audio. It's still an aspect you want to pay attention to, just in case they have their headphones plugged in. Now for the breakdown of how we do it, and all the dirty details, so you can give it a try. We used Animoto.com to make this video. It's pretty simple really, and I'll show you here. After clicking Create and choosing a marketing campaign, all you have to do is choose a template. Keep in mind that square-shaped is going to show up bigger on Instagram and on mobile. They have a lot to choose from, so if you're overwhelmed, you can choose from their categories to match what you're trying to do. Sometimes we use multiple slides of text, and other times we have a single quote. So depending on your needs, you can choose a specific template. Once you've chosen that template, it's a matter of plugging in the pieces. You can include images of your book cover, as well as a publisher or author logo. You can change that text right there in those boxes. You can find stock artwork that fits the mood, possibly upload some of your own. You can also fix the coloring. And choose the music. You can add or delete blocks. You can change how long a certain block plays for. You can also get into the block and edit things more specifically. There's a lot to play with, but you can keep it simple and stick to the template's original settings until you start to get comfortable. Then you click Preview, and from there you can save. Animoto.com will give you a downloadable file, which you then post to your social media accounts. We post on 4 of the main channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We currently schedule our posts in Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and manually post to Instagram. You could use some of the tools out there that help you schedule, but for the most part, we keep it simple and use the platforms themselves. On Facebook, we post on our page through the Videos tab, just by clicking Add Video. You'll probably find your own rhythm for all of this, but here's the rundown for what we fill in. A title that describes your book, but possibly also the video content itself. Your description. I'll explain this in detail later, but it will be a short text teasing the video, a link for them to follow, and your hashtags. If you need to tag a person, go ahead with that. And include tags that Facebook will assign. This helps you be more visible across the rest of Facebook. Go ahead and change the thumbnail so that the first glimpse of your video has a better effect. Then click Next, and you can schedule your post. On Twitter, we use ads.twitter.com, and under Creatives, we click Media and upload from there. You can include everything you had for the Facebook post, title, description, and thumbnail, and also a link directly to your book in the call to action. And then you can create a tweet, again with hashtags, and schedule it there. Use up as many hashtags as you can to fill up the entire tweet. On YouTube, we click the little plus sign camera in the top right and upload a video, making sure to update all of the information in there, including the tags and the thumbnail. And then schedule it from the menu on the right-hand side that says Public. If you click that, there's an option to schedule in there. On Instagram, we create a regular post, but after it's posted, we put the hashtags in a separate comment just because that keeps your caption looking beautiful, simple, and clean. You are allowed up to 30 hashtags on Instagram, so use what you can. As far as the text in the posts goes, we tend to focus on keeping it simple. You want something to draw attention like the example here, and then give the relevant links so they can find your book. That might be the direct sales link or the landing page on your website. And then there are those all-important hashtags. I am no expert on hashtags, but the beauty of them is that you can search them yourself to find what might fit your situation. So head into Instagram or Twitter and start typing some random keywords to find out what they lead to. In fact, once you start typing one in, you will see suggestions and how many times it has been used. Then you can grab the most popular ones, or the ones that speak most to your book but are commonly searched. You don't want to be too broad. For example, using hashtag book is not going to be effective, whereas hashtag memoir is more focused and hashtag travel memoirs is even more focused. You'll see in this example that we used the line directly from the book that is on the video. Grief is a skin we wear inside our own. For other options, we have posted questions in the post or just a little teaser to explain what the video might be about. We also included the author's name, the book title, and then a little tagline that says, "Be yourself at Vine Leaves Press." We have many different authors and many different books, so we ended up creating a series of videos from each of our authors and our books. So we used this little tagline for the entire series. After that comes a link to the landing page on our website. Then we have our hashtags. Some of those we researched for this book specifically. Some of those go with each book that is in the series. Like here we have hashtag inspirational quote. On another series we had the hashtag why I read. We also tagged that author. If you only have one book, it sometimes makes sense to create a tagline specific to each video. Or maybe you have a trilogy and you want to use the same tagline across that trilogy. It's also possible that to keep your author brand, you want a tagline specifically for your author self. Play with it, see what works, and try different things. The keys to marketing are really all about posting content and posting again. Social media is a never-ending stream of consciousness, and you really can't keep up with it. That said, if you find a rhythm to posting, you will find an audience who expects your content and will miss it if you don't post. They will get in the habit of seeing it. So post content, see what it does, and then keep posting content. Once you do get some results, you'll be able to tweak things slowly to test out the best leads from your audience. When it comes to scheduling, make sure you schedule for the time when your target market will be seeing the post. You don't want to post in the middle of the night and get lost in the flow of social media. You can also play around with it and see if one video gets more views at a certain time or day of the week. This is what marketing is all about, putting content out there and then analyzing what happens. And this brings us to the changes we've seen in our own business. To be clear, nothing has been boosted or paid for. This is all free and organic reach based on our followers and anyone who searches the hashtags we use. The hashtags and sharing is how you spread wider than your own personal reach, so getting engagement from other people and utilizing the search engines of the internet will benefit you greatly. To give you a good idea of our reach, we currently have 2,689 page likes on Facebook, 1,683 followers on Twitter, and 238 followers on Instagram. I'm going to show you now a bit of the breakdown of how that translates to a difference when we started posting videos. First up is a simple screen grab from KDP showing you exactly how our video marketing is corresponding to sales. We're working on other marketing methods, but we were blown away by how much growth we have found just through this one form of marketing. This shows you a steady increase from the end of 2018 when we started posting videos on a consistent basis. Our figures from June, which aren't shown here, are yet another jump up. Then I have a graph showing you how things fluctuated when we were only posting every 2 days. It's not super obvious, but you can see a slight trend to more sales in response to the posting. There's a wave there that corresponds with the difference in consistency. On this next slide, it's more obvious that daily posting is the best option. This graph is directly from our website views, and we were posting daily in November and December, which is where you see those big peaks. This is our solid proof that we have to keep up with daily posting. It's the #1 thing we realized helps us get seen and keep our audience engaged. Here I have a screenshot of our website stats the 6 months prior to posting videos, where our page views stand at just over 51,000 and our unique visits are over 24,100. And the 6 months after, we have over 60,600 page views and nearly 27,750 unique visits. That's a difference of 9,600 page views and 3,650 unique visits. There is significant growth there. Our posts link to our website, so not only are people clicking through to the website, but they are also clicking through to buy. We can see the follow-through in the analysis. This is how you make marketing work for you, by analyzing what happens and changing things up if you aren't getting enough click-throughs. You want your marketing to result in views, but also in purchases. If that's not happening, you need to tweak something. The best way to do that is one small increment at a time. For example, in your Amazon keywords for your book, you can have up to 7 phrases. You don't want to change all 7 if you're getting a decent amount of sales, but you might change one and see what happens over the next few weeks. Then either change it back or change another one. That's exactly the method you can use with video marketing. Change up what you're showing people, when you're posting it, or how your post text works. But don't change it all at once unless you're not getting any engagement at all. This next graph shows our Facebook page views and how they have also increased. Keep in mind that we were marketing before using videos. It wasn't quite as consistent, but we were using a lot of static images. Let me show you the difference on our Instagram account. Here you see side-by-side static images and the videos for the last 12 months. These images show our engagement anytime a follower likes or comments on a post. You can see the numbers at the bottom of each post. Those numbers increase a lot on the videos. The same goes for our reach, which is Instagram speak for how many unique accounts viewed our content. Again, the photos are on the left and the videos are on the right, and there is marked growth. On this slide, I've got a list of tools for you that we use. Despite being professional designers, we use these tools because they save us time. Quantity is as important as quality in this case. Hopefully they work as well for you as they have for us. Animoto.com, as I showed you, is a video creator. They include access to Getty Images for stock pictures and videos. They have great templates already built for you to customize, or you can start with a blank slate. Placeit.net is another video creator. This one can be kind of cool because they have videos with people holding blank books or books laying on tables, to which you can upload your cover image. Canva.com is great for creating graphics for advertising or your newsletters or a lot of other things. You can jump in here to make some easy images showcasing your book cover alongside some text. Unsplash.com is a free stock image site. Shutterstock.com is a paid stock image site, but it has one of the best ranges of images out there. There are tons of other sites for stock images and video, as well as video and presentation building tools. These are just a few that we have used and liked. Finally, here is where you can find us on our website, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks for joining me today. Don't let marketing intimidate you. Jump in and try it. Have fun making videos and finding an audience for your books.